my goodness. So yesterday I did a video and this person still didn't understand about this system versus this system. Okay? And I would ask you please to see a couple of documentaries, one of which is Slavery by Consent. The other would be, well, just see my article at the Perilled Sea, theperilledsea.com. Slavery laws. The first weapon of choice is slavery laws. Google it with my name, Clarice Duray. I was only free for 7 hours, 35 minutes, and 24 seconds. After this, went to an office, the history of which is clear. In, I believe, 1918, the federal system, the federal banking system, which is a central private banking system, took over the bankruptcy of the United States of America. It didn't have full ratification of all the states, which to me makes it an unlawful, illegal system operating. However, from that time, my grandmother was born without birth certificate or this document right here, registration form. She was registered later in life. I believe she was in her 60s through a census. She never held a Social Security card, but she never was homeless. She never had to go to an old folks' home. You know, and this is in my lifetime. I'm not that old. I'm 53 years old, and our people died at home with us. You know, we didn't throw them out to be taken care of by strangers. That's a whole different subject. And anyway, this person didn't understand why the attachment, why the upset. And the upset is I was actually free for only 7 hours, 35 minutes, and 24 seconds once I was registered and my parent informed on me and turned me into a product number that there's a lien on my life and everything I can produce, even children, intellectual property, everything. And the issuance of Social Security numbers and everything else. And this person wrote to me and was saying, I don't want a system that's, what, logical? I'm not sure what you were getting at. I want anarchy? No. We're not doing too bad before then, you know, before this system, this actual fraudulent system. You know, and they bring up taxation. So I just had a brief story. I actually gave this analogy to a 24-year-old because he couldn't understand why I'm against an income tax. And I told him simply because an income tax is unlawful. It's a forced contract. The only taxation laws that were actually written down to our government system versus the federal system were attachment to profit and gain. Now, I told him, I said, you have a beautiful car. He had a Subaru, very, very nice, very kitted out. And I said, you contract with me to detail your car out. And I just give you a price. I say $100. And it will probably take me 3 hours to completely detail out this car. $100. And he said, well, that's a bit steep. And I said, I'll tell you what, we'll contract for $85 for my labors. And after your inspection, if you still feel $85 is adequate, that's a handshake and goodbye. But if you feel that I earned that additional $15, you can give it to me and make it the $100. Now, I've contracted for $85 secure. He took that. After the 3 hours labor, I'm sweating, I'm crawling all over that car, under it, inside and out of it, but it is gleaming inside and out. And he sits down in that car and he says, it is the best detailing I have ever had done. And he gives me the additional $15. According to profit and gain, the only attachment of taxes would be for the $15 additional dollars. not the 85 for my labor, because the labor and the 85 is an equal exchange. But the additional 85, that tip, that on top, is taxable. And this person still could not conceive that. They still could not. This system of registration is to force contract, because the people that created this system did not feel that anybody would participate in the repayment of debt. And I'm telling you, I find the assumptions of certain establishments on this planet to be created for their own means and ends. To say that the human race is so ill-educated, low-based, and selfish that they would never voluntarily pay down the debt, that they have to be forced to do it. And by the way, this form can be actually tracked through to the DOD. They have a target on every person who holds this forced contract. And you will abide by this forced contract or else. And that is the system that we are living in right now. And that is a system by which the office of president is separate from the government. The office of president is enforcing this document, not this document. And I hope that makes it absolutely clear that none of us are talking about the relinquishing of the rights of children. We're actually talking about actually making them freer by abolishing this system of forced slavery. Anyway, I encourage you to see film Slavery by Consent on YouTube. That will lead you to a slew of other information that you will find out the history of this entire registration system. And that it is actually incited not by a governmental office, by a faux governmental office. The federal system is headed by the federal bank. And that bank is private. The only authorization it was given was to actually collect on debt. And it has gone far beyond that original contract. And I just want to submit that to you and say, I hope that you get clarity on this. I really do. We need intellectual repair and total clarity now. The population is really living in a mass illusion. And it's unbelievable. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for your response. And no, I did not take it as hostile. And I certainly hope you don't take my response as passion, not hostility. Passion. Believe me, there's nothing that makes you more passionate than finding out the truth. Anyway, thank you very much, and goodbye.